Coming to that land where our fathers have gone before us. Again, we're called to us from among the habitations of the dead, to behold that narrow house appointed for all living. Here around us, in that peace, that the word cannot give or take away. Sleep, their number dead. The gentle breeze fans their verdant covering, they heed it not. The sunshine and the storm passes over them, and they are not disturbed. Stones and letter monuments symbolize the affection of surviving friends, yet no sound proceeds from them, save the silent but thrilling admonition, seek ye the narrow path and the straight gate that leads unto eternal life. We're again called upon to consider the uncertainty of human life, the immutable certainty of death, and the vanity of all human pursuits. Decrepitude and decay is written upon every living thing. The cradle and the coffin stands in just juxtaposition to each other. And it's a melancholy truth that as soon as we begin to live, that moment, we also begin to die. It is passing strange that notwithstanding the daily mementos of mortality that cross our path, notwithstanding the funeral bells so often tolls in our ear, and the mournful procession go about our streets, that we would not more seriously consider our approaching faith. We go from design to design and hope to hope, and lay out plans for the employment of many years, until we're suddenly alarmed at the approach of the messenger of death, at a moment when we least expect it, in which we probably conclude to be the meridian of our existence. What then? All the externals of human dignity, the power of wealth, the dream of ambition, the pride of intellect, or the charms of beauty, when nature has paid her just debt. Fix your eyes on the last sad scene, and view life stripped of its ornament and exposed in its natural meanness. You must be persuaded at the utter emptiness of these delusions. In the grave, all fallacies are detected, all ranks are leveled, and all distinctions are done away. Here the scepter of the prince and the staff of the beggar are laid side by side. While we drop that sympathetic toward the grave of our deceased brother, let us cast around his faults, wherever they may have been. The broad mantle of Masonic charity, Noah told from his memory the commendation that his virtue claimed at our hands. Perfection on earth have never been obtained. The wisest as well the best of men have gone astray. Suffer then the apologies of human nature to plead for him, who can no longer plead for himself. Our present meetings and proceedings will have been vain and useless if they fail to excite our serious reflections and strengthen our resolutions of amendments. Be then persuaded, my brethren, at this example of the uncertainty of human life, the substantial nature of all its pursuits, and no longer postpone all important concern in preparing for eternity. Let us each embrace the present moment, while time and opportunity permit, prepare with care for that great change which we all know must come. And when the pleasures of the world shall cease to delight and be a poison to our lips, and while we may enjoy happy reflections consequent on a well-spent life in which to exercise the piety and virtue will yield only comfort and consolation, thus shall our hopes be not frustrated, nor we hurry and prepare unto the all-wise and powerful judge to whom the secrets of all hearts are known. Let us resolve to maintain with sincerity the dignifying character of our profession. May our faith be evinced in the correct mode of walking deportment. May our hope be as bright as the glorious mysteries that will be revealed hereafter, and our charity as boundless as the one to our fellow creatures, having faithfully discharged the duties we owe to God, to our neighbors, and to ourselves. When at last it shall please the Grand Master of the universe to summon us into his eternal presence. And may the trestle board of our whole lives pass such inspection, and it be given unto each of us to eat of that hidden manna, and to receive that white stone that will ensure perpetual and unspeakable happiness at his right hand. The lamb again, or a white apron. It is an emblem of innocence and a badge of a mason. It's more ancient than the golden fleece or a Roman eagle, more honorable than a star and garter when worthily worn. This emblem now requires on the coffin of our deceased brother. By it, we're reminded of the universal dominion of death. The arm of friendship cannot impose to prevent its coming. The wealth of the world cannot purchase our release, nor the innocence of youth or the charms of beauty perpetuate its purpose. The matlock the coffin, and the melancholy grave, admonishes us of our mortality, and that sooner or later, these frail bodies must mold in their parent dust. This evergreen, which once marked the temporary resting place of the illustrious dead, it is an emblem of our faith in immortality of our soul. By it, we're reminded that we do have an immortal part within us that shall survive the grave, and that should never, never, no, never die. By it, we're admonished too that, like our brother who remains light here before us, we shall soon be clothed in the habiliments of death and deposited in that silent tomb. But through our belief in the mercy of God, we can confidently hope that our souls will bloom into that eternal springs. This too, placed on the heart of our chief brother, with the exclamation, alive, my brother, alive. To the grave we left inside, the mortal remains of our deceased brother. We cherish his memories, his spirit. We commend the God who gave it. From time immemorial, it has been the custom among the fraternity of free and accepting Masons, at the request of a brother, to accompany his remains to the place of interment, and there to deposit them with the usual formalities. In conformity with this usage, we have assumed the character of Masons, to offer his memory for the world, the last tribute of our affection, thereby demonstrating the sincerity of our past esteem for him, and our steady attachments to the principle of the order. The great Creator has been pleased, and out of his infinite mercy, to remove our brother from the cares and trouble of this transitory existence to a state of endless duration, thus severing another link from the fraternal chain that binds us together. But may we who survive him be more strongly cemented in the ties of union and friendship, that during that short space allotted us here, we may wisely and youthfully employ our time in a reciprocal intercourse of kind and friendly act, mutually to promote the happiness and welfare of each other. And to the grave we have consigned the body of our deceased brother, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust, there to remain till the trumpet shall sound on the resurrection morn. We can cheerfully leave him in the hands of a being who has done all things well, who is glorious in holiness, fearful in praise, doing wonders. To those of the immediate relatives and friends who are the most heart-stricken at the loss we all have sustained, we have but little of this world consolation to offer. We can only sincerely, deeply, and most affectionately sympathize with you in your afflicted bereavement. But we can say, he who tempered the wind to the storm's lamb, looked down with infinite compassion upon the widow and the fatherless in all their desolation. Then let us improve this solemn warning that at last, when the sheeted dead is stern and the great white thorn is set, we shall receive from the ominous judge that thrilling invitation. Come ye blessed, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. Brother Chaplain, let me get a benediction, please.
Let us pray. Once again, God, we come to you asking you to please give the family comfort on tomorrow. We thank you for the ceremony. We thank you for the time that our brothers spent with us. Once again, we ask that comfort and care be given to the family. All these blessings we ask in your son Jesus' name.
Amen. The will of God is accomplished. So more to be. From dust we came, and dust we must return. Family, this is the end of our ceremony for Past Master Clarence Kelly. 50 years of knowledge. Man, we were blessed to have him. And we thank you for sharing with us for the time we had.
Jesus, keep me near thy cross.